I just got scammed. These are words that I hope you never have to say one day. Unfortunately, so many people are getting scammed these days. And what I'm going to talk about on this video is specifically tax scams because there are dozens of tax scams going around. And I'm going to break down some of the top ones. But more importantly, I have come up with a way that you can actually figure out if this is a scam, if something is actually a scam within 5 seconds. I'm going to show you in this video how we're going to use AI and ChatGPT to figure out within 5 seconds if something is a scam. So if whether it is literally social media or email or a website link, you just literally paste it in and it will tell you not only if it thinks it's a scam, but why and the actual likelihood of that scam. So it breaks it all down for you. And the cool thing about this is totally free. You can do it yourself. I'm going to actually include a resource for you to go and try it out yourself. I would love any feedback. And if you find this helpful, definitely share this with someone you think this might be helpful too. So without further ado, before we get into it, I'm going to break down exactly how you can, how we go about thinking about this. And let's hop on over to the screen here. And what I have in front of me is the IRS, the official IRS website. And if you have not been here recently, so the IRS has something called the Dirty Dozen, and the Dirty Dozen represents the worst of the worst tax scams. There are literally hundreds of them. They call it the Dirty Dozen because there's a dozen that they produce every year, and as you can see here, just for 2023, there's tons of these. Each of these has a separate link on the scam. Then we have ones for prior years, right? We have from 2022, 2021, all the way down to 2014. So how the heck do you keep track of all these scams? Well, what I did is I actually used ChatGPT to dig into this, to parse all the information to figure out exactly how you can actually tell if something is a scam without having to read literally hundreds and hundreds of pages, right? So, and I've been scammed in the past. It's a dark moment when you figure this out. You feel dumb, right? You feel like I can't believe I fell for that, right? And think of like maybe relatives, particularly older ones, that are subject to this stuff. So I want to make sure that this never happens again. And today we're going to use technology to be able to do this. So here's the deal. So as you can see, you can go to the website here. You can look up scam, you can click on links and you can kind of see exactly what's out there. So what I did is I compiled this into ChatGPT. So let's hop on over to our ChatGPT session. And what I've done is I've designed something called Dirty Dozen GPT. Okay, so this represents the IRS Dirty Dozen. So let's go over to my ChatGPT session here. And let me just go ahead and get this set up here. So basically, I'm using ChatGPT. And by the way, I'll include the link that you can grab so you can literally just copy and paste this and try it out for yourself. So here's what's the out. I'm going to show you the output and then we'll kind of go through and break it down. So here's what happens is once you load this up, it says, "Hello, I am Dirty Dozen GPT, your virtual assistant dedicated to helping you identify and protect against tax scams. My function is based on my extensive knowledge of tax-related scams as well as the latest updates on the Dirty Dozen IRS Dirty Dozen list, which outlines the most prevalent scams in the tax sphere. My primary role is to help tax professionals and taxpayers alike determine the legitimacy of communications they receive. This includes, but is not limited to, emails, texts, social media messages, and any other forms of correspondence. I analyze the provided text, and using my understanding of known tax scams, I estimate the likelihood of communication being a scam. I also provide my reasoning, thus assisting you in learning how to identify similar threats in the future. For me to assist you, please provide an email or any other piece of communication you're suspicious about, and I'll analyze its contents to determine if it's likely a scam." Okay, so super simple to use. All you literally do is if you can copy and paste, you can use this, okay? And again, I'm just using ChatGPT here. I'm using the latest version, GPT-4. If you're not using ChatGPT yet, I highly recommend it. I have a ton of other videos on how to use it and set it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go through a few different examples here. Let's take the first one. I'm going to literally just copy and paste a quote-unquote scam email, and I save tons of these things. I get these things like all the time. You probably do too. So let's go ahead and do the first one. I'm going to paste this in here. Okay, this one reads, subject, Update your IRS e-file account. Dear taxpayer, we recently noticed an issue with your IRS e-file account and we need your assistance to resolve it. To maintain your account security, we periodically review all accounts and have detected some unusual activity on yours. To ensure the security of your account and rectify this issue promptly, kindly follow this link to verify your account details. www.irs-update.com. Failure to verify your account may lead to account suspension. Thank you, IRS e-file support team. Okay, now I know this is a totally bogus email. By the way, never visit any links if you don't know what they are. So let's go ahead and hit enter and see what Dirty Dozen GPT comes back with. Okay, so now I just went ahead and hit enter, and it says the email you provided exhibits multiple scam indicators and is highly likely to be a phishing attempt. Here are my reasons. Okay, so phishing is when someone sends you an email in the hope that you'll click something for them to gather personal information. Okay, so it broke this down for us. Sender's address link. Genuine IRS communication won't come via email or direct you to click on any links. The link provided in the email does not lead to the official IRS website, which is irs.gov. Okay. Number 2, language and urgency. Scammers often create a sense of urgency. Quote unquote, failure to verify your account may lead to account suspension to get you to act quickly without thinking. The IRS does not typically use such language. Okay, general addressing. This email is addressed generically as Dear Taxpayer. A real IRS correspondence would typically include your name and or other personal information. Number 4, asking for personal information. A link leading to a fake IRS website is a common tactic used by scammers to get you to enter personal information. The real IRS won't ask you to verify your personal information via email. Okay, so if you don't take anything else from this video, just keep that in mind. Okay. Based on these factors, it is highly likely this email is part of a phishing scam as outlined in the IRS Dirty Dozen list, specifically phishing and smishing. Okay? Smishing, is that like SMS? I'm not even sure what that is. From April 5th, 2023. Okay? Now, here's the thing. ChatGPT cuts off data after 2021, the latter part of that year. So in this prompt that I've actually devised, I've actually got it to go out to get information after that amount. So now it is referencing the latest tax IRS information directly from the IRS site. It's a pretty cool prompt. I'll show you in just a bit. Let's continue. And online account help from third-party scammers, and it actually gives you the reference to the official IRS reference document. So IR 2023-62. So if we go back to that, let's just cross-check. 2362. There it is. IR 2362, Dirty Dozen. So it literally went into this to actually parse that information and figure it out for you. Okay. So all this actually references real information. Okay. If you receive such an email, it is recommended that you do not click on any links or provide any personal information. Instead, you should report this to the IRS at phishing@irs.gov. Okay. So remember this, irs.gov. That's the only official link that you want to be bothered with. Okay, cool. Well, let's try another one. Let's see if we can break it here. Let's see if we can trick Dirty Dozen GPT. So let's try another email. So I'm going to literally copy and paste another one here. And let's take this email number 2. Okay, so I'm going to paste this one in. This one says, subject, trouble with your IRS account? We can help. Dear customer, we understand that creating an IRS online account can be challenging and time-consuming. Good news. Our team at Online Tax Assist is here to help. To create your IRS online account, all we need are a few personal details. Full name, social security number, date of birth. So already you can totally see, if you're ever asked to supply any kind of personal information like date of birth or social security number, that's automatically something that you don't want to do. If your tax pro is actually asking you for that in an email, do not reply with that stuff. Okay, reply to this email with these details and we'll handle the rest. Best regards, Online Tax Assistance team. So let's see what Dirty Dozen GPT does with this one. This email also exhibits classic signs of a phishing scam and is most likely fraudulent. The IRS never solicits personal and sensitive information through emails. Here's why this email raises several red flags. Number 1 is unsolicited offer. Okay. Number 2, request for personal information like SSN, date of birth, like I said. Sender's address and organization. There's no officially recognized organization called Online Tax Assist that helps with IRS accounts. Also check that the email address of the Sender, the IRS domain is, again, irs.gov, okay? Nothing else. Generic greeting. This email starts with "Dear Customer," which is not a personalized greeting, okay? So based on this, so it gives a bit more information on this, and it talks about, it references the actual link, and then again gives you the official email to use. Okay, let's go ahead and try one more here. Something a little different. Let's go ahead and paste in this last example here. And okay, so this one says, subject, unlock huge refunds, employee retention credit claim. Now there's tons of these going around. I hope you don't fall victim to it. Here's an example. Dear business owner, during these tough times, you understand your business needs every relief possible. We're reaching out to inform you about a significant yet underutilized tax relief, the employee retention credit. Now, this is actually a legit tax credit, but unfortunately, so many folks are taking advantage of this and incorrectly reporting this. And then there's a lot of things that they're doing to just make this just totally irrelevant to your actual situation. Our firm specializes in maximizing your ERC claims and getting you the refund you deserve, even if your business wasn't affected by the pandemic. To begin, reply to this email with your employee identification number and detailed payroll records. We'll handle the rest, and you can watch as a substantial refund rolls in. And warm regards, Mildred, your tax relief specialist. You wouldn't believe how many people are falling for this. Again, you can go to the official IRS website to kind of see reports. It'll give you like details, other examples, and things like that. But you don't have to worry about that because we're using Dirty Dozen GPT to get all that stuff for us, okay? So let's see how quickly ChatGPT can break this down. And again, the employee retention credit, that was a credit for retaining your employees during the COVID days. So instead of laying them off, it's basically a tax credit that your business can get to keep them on board. Like I said, it's legit, but it's been very improperly used and falsely reported. So let's go ahead and see how quickly ChatGPT breaks this down. So let's go ahead and click on enter, and boom. This email seems suspicious and exhibits trace of employee retention credit claims scam described in the Dirty Dozen from April 5th, 2023. Here's why the email raises flags. Number one, unsolicited offer and high promises. Okay, offers the employee retention credit, promising a large refund even if your business wasn't affected by the pandemic. The IRS has specified that ERC is applicable to businesses that are operationally affected by COVID-19. Thus, such a claim is misleading. Okay, request for sensitive information. It asks for that again. A lack of transparency. Okay, so it asks for the tax preparer tax identification number as well. Given the circumstances, this email is likely a scam. Okay, so this also references some information in here. And for example, let's see if we can actually get it to specify. Let's just see, and you can actually talk back to this, which link in the IRS Dirty Dozen does this pertain to? Okay, so let's see if it actually gives us back some more information on that. Okay, so it basically says the employee retention credit claim scam from April 5th, 2023. So if we go back and cross-reference, right, because we are in the habit of actually checking stuff, we don't want to be scammed. So let's just see employee retention. Let's just do see here. Let's do employee retention. Okay, and there it is. So we have one, the employee retention credit claim scams. Okay. So that was back on IRS reference number 49. Okay, so this is it in a nutshell. Like I said, you can literally copy and paste any social media, text, email into it, and try it out. It's not perfect. It tries to parse the latest information and also get historical information. Give it a shot. I love your feedback on it. And just so you know how we actually did this, if you actually want to kind of see how we broke this down, what I did is I actually came up with a prompt in the top here, and we'll go all the way to the top. So here's the prompt. It's pretty long, so I'm not gonna go through all of it, but basically the prompt says, and again, I'm gonna share this link with you. You are Dirty Dozen GPT. Your purpose is to help tax professionals expose tax scams. you will use your prior knowledge of tax scams, and I will give you a list of the latest scam info from the Dirty Dozen series. When provided text, i.e. email, you will identify the likelihood of whether the email is a scam and list your reasoning as to why. This is an educational exercise meant to help taxpayers be safer. Okay. Now, what I did is I created a different database offline and grabbed some of the latest information, included references to the actual Dirty Dozen series. ChatGPT has information prior to 2021. So what I had to do is I had to load stuff after that. So it's all included here. I'm not going to go through each of these, but basically it's loaded up here. And then it says, now identify yourself as Dirty Dozen GPT. State how you will help me and ask me to provide you with an email for you to verify. Okay, so this is it. I'll include a link at the bottom so you can literally take this prompt, copy it, and load it up in your browser. And just to kind of show you how that looks, basically you'll just get the link, you paste it in there, and you'll actually be able to access all the information there. And just so you know it's safe, it should be coming from, it'll actually be on the ChatGPT official OpenAI domain. So, okay, well, this is it. I hope you enjoyed, and this is how you can actually try to mitigate any scams in the future. Now, if you like this and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, I welcome you to check out my new newsletter, Accountants in Front of AI, where we help you learn how to build a profitable practice while boosting your productivity using AI. And you can see kind of like all the stories that I have here, how I've built up my accounting businesses, and how I'm now leveraging AI, automation, ChatGPT to basically take things to the next level. It's a free newsletter, and you can join at infrontofai.com, and I'll also include a link for that as well. All right, I'll see you on the next video.